Hi everyone, welcome back to Coding with Mick. In this video tutorial, we're going to be using the Godot Engine and making a simple 2D lighting system. The first thing I want to do is create a new scene. I'll just call it main. Now I would like to add a sprite into my node, and you can see right here, I want this to be all the way across my viewport. Now the simplest way to do this is to go to import, make sure you're on the brick.png, and change repeat from disabled to enable, and then say re-import. Back in the scene, and particularly on the brick sprite, make sure you go to region and enable it. And now we have control over the width and the height of the region. So I'll set it to 12,000 or 1200 by 800, which is more than enough to fill my entire viewport. Then the next thing I want to do is create a new node. And in here, I'll change it to other node. And I want to look up a light 2D. Now the light 2D does need a texture. And the texture that we're going to be using is this alpha transparent texture. The outside circle is white with an alpha of 128. And then the inner is full opacity with a white color. So in here, I'll just add the lighting to the texture. And now when I come back, and I'm going to save this as light, now I can take this and I can just drag it in my room, and you can see automatically the lighting is being put onto my game. Now what I actually want to have happen is I want this light object to kind of wobble up and down. So in the light, I'm going to add a new script to this particular light. And in here, we need to have a variable for the timer. So this will be our timer that is going to be a random range between 0 and 999. We're going to do this because I don't want all of my lights to be on the same timer. Now, once this happens, we need to go into the process function. And for this specific timer, we're going to add 1 to it. Now, to keep things simple, I'm going to create a new variable, which will hold on to the new scale of the light. Is going to be equal to sin value of timer times 0.1, which will give us a value between -1 and 1. And I want to take this value, and again, I want to multiply it by 0.2, which will give me a much smaller value. Now what I can do is I could easily just say scale.x equals 1 plus new scale, and I could do the same with the y version. So we can have them separate like this, or we could use the scale equals a vector 2, and then we pass in 1 plus new scale, and we do the same for y. Now, if I save this scene and I save my main scene and I load up my main scene, you can see that it is currently wobbling, and I can go to 2D and I can add another light into my game, and automatically when I hit F5 or F6, you can see that they aren't the same, so the random timer is working. Now, the other thing I want to do is within my light, and specifically in the script, I like to go up, and if we write the word tool right above it and we go back to the main scene, you can see that automatically everything is automatically updating, so we can see what it's actually going to look like in the game. The other thing, this seems a little bit too bright, so I will add a canvas modulate, which means that I can change all the colors within my canvas here. I'm going to make it a little bit darker. Let's just say something like that. And now when I run my game, you can see that it looks a little bit better, something that you would expect shadows to be. Anyway, I hope you found that enjoyable, and I'll see you in the next video.